Now let's move on and talk about what's going on this side, the English side of the Scotland-England border. And as I say, an inspiring story because, well, we're hearing now about 4 children from East London, not across that area, the best off part of the world. And it's made some of the most prestigious universities in the world the recipients of 4 children from a school there. Newham Collegiate sixth form has propelled the prospects of students who now have their sights on a glittering future. And joining me now is their head teacher, Mouhssin Ismail. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, John.
So you're seeing these pupils go to Ivy League elite universities in the United States. It's an achievement really to be proud of, isn't it? To get 4 pupils from a school in a less well-off area of London into one of those elite universities, which are at the top of the global league table.
It is an achievement, but we've always set our sights quite high. When this sixth form was set up in 2014. And the students received 5 offers, but they're not the first to go. The first one was a young lady called Tasfia Shikdar, who in 2017 was the first student from the NCS to make her way to MIT.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I wanted to do when I left the city as a banking and finance lawyer was to really go back to the area that I grew up in, and demonstrate that it is possible for students from less privileged backgrounds to actually get to these places, and we all know that education is the antidote to the scourge of poverty, and as long as we can ensure that they go to these elite universities, it's going to change the rest of their lives and their families' lives.
Yeah, and you've already got one into MIT. That's really right up there at the top of the world table as well. And what are the universities you've got these latest 4, this wave of 4? Where are they going?
So the 4 have got offers from 2 to MIT, 2 to Harvard, and one of them's also got an offer to go to Princeton as well, but he's chosen Princeton over MIT. So to get 5 offers from Ivy League on full scholarship is just, I was hoping when I set the school up to get 1 or 2, but I think what I'm noticing as I'm going through sort of my educational career is that the students just keep demonstrating their potential, and every time you think you've reached the heights, you then get a story like this, and now there are even more students applying to Ivy League next year. So I'm hoping we can get even more in the following year.
You're going to have ambitious parents of ambitious kids, absolutely queuing at your door, banging on the door to get in.
Well, I hope so. But I think more importantly, it's a ripple effect across the borough, and I think having these wonderful news stories go out. And in the age of social media, you've got year 7s all the way through to year 11s seeing students from the same background as them going to these universities, and now they can say to themselves, "Why not me?" Which is always what I wanted to demonstrate. The hardest part is getting 1 in, so the rest can actually believe that it's possible for them as well.
Yeah, look, tell me about these kids, because as I sort of suggested a moment ago, they're not the typical preppy, well-off, well-heeled, elite family kids you might see at an Ivy League American university. They come from pretty ordinary backgrounds. Just give us a bit of a picture of that.
Yeah, these students are ordinary kids from what's deemed the second most deprived borough in London. However, what is common between them and their more privileged peers is an appetite for academia, for education, and to excel. And they've also got parents who believe in education. And I think that combination is quite potent. And then you go to a school like the NCS, which says, "Why not you?" and then provide you with the support, SAT prep. We fly in an American tutor to come in and do a week-long program with them. We then take them to the Ivy League university so they can see firsthand. Lennox, for example, who wants to study physics at Princeton, sat in room 302 where Einstein lectured, and is now going to end up being in that room studying there at Princeton. So I think it's a combination of things: outstanding learning and teaching, high aspirations, and then the support in allowing students to do that.
Yeah, it's not only a educationally valuable step that they're taking, an opportunity that they're being offered. It is a potentially eye-wateringly expensive one. The cost of an education in one of these Ivy League universities is really exorbitant, isn't it?
It is. It's $320,000 to study there, roughly about £250,000. But when I was looking at the Ivy Leagues, and I found that some of the universities, especially the top ones, were need blind, which basically means that there are 2 arms to the recruitment process. One is they look at your application, and if they think you're strong enough, then they will then meet the financial package that you're required. And given most of our students and their parents don't come from, don't have the financial means to afford that. Lots of them, well, nearly all of them, and have got the full scholarship to go there, so they're not going to be paying a single penny to go to university.
Yeah. Can I just get your thoughts on another story we've been talking about on the show this afternoon? We saw that in Scotland, some of the brightest kids in schools have seen their grades downgraded by the revised assessment process, which has been brought in during the pandemic because ordinary exams simply weren't possible. And the assessments that are carried out, then or were carried out in Scotland, they take account of a school's past record as well as predicted grades and the child's own performance. And the effect of that seems to have been, in a number of cases, to downgrade the results that the kids might have had. And we're now expecting that sort of thing to happen in England in a couple of weeks when we get the A and O level results here.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's an inevitable outcome of the process by which the exam boards have and Ofqual have expected the schools to follow. I think what you will see, and again, it's just my view on this, is that you will see at a school level, you will see results being pretty much in line with previous years.
Yes.
But I think what you will definitely see is disappointment amongst students who probably worked really, really hard and then have not got the grades that they ultimately deserve. And we all know every year there are students who pull it out of the bag, so to speak. And I think we're going to see a number of those students are going to be highly disappointed with their results. So it is not, there's going to be lots of celebration for some students, but I worry that there's going to be some disappointed students come 13th of August next week.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy. You don't have to be a parent of an O or A level kid to know exactly how downcast a lot of those families are going to be, and especially when it comes to results that you need to get into a particular university, say. And well, they will have some redress, I guess. It is possible to resit exams, but many will not be doing that.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think it's our responsibility as a teaching profession, if that happens, to really pick these kids up and say to them, look, we know you've been dealt with a bad card on this occasion, but the reality is, you're intelligent, you're bright, you can do this. It means that you might be delayed by one extra year, but one extra year in the grand scheme of things, in terms of your life, is not huge. But we will support you and we will give you all the tools necessary to go and prove everyone that you are an A grade student or whatever grade you need to get into the university or apprenticeship program or your next stage in life.
Yeah, and when you say a delay of a year, you mean having to do another year just to get the extra grade you need to get to the university you want to get to?
Yeah, I think it depends on whether the universities are willing to be flexible, and I hope they are. That students can resit in November, get their results in January, and then start in December, in January, February time with the universities. Failing that, then ultimately they're going to have to take a gap year and go to university the following year.
Yeah. Okay. Mouhssin Ismail, congratulations again to the school and to the four successes who are off to America.